Sir. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a good day. Today's going to be a great day. Hope you all are well. If you're new, and this is your first time checking the channel out, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Have any questions? Fire away. Comment down below. So we got a big day planned out. Saturday, kind of a lot going on. This is my favorite part of the build. Absolute favorite part of the build. This part is my favorite part also. A lot of time there. So like I was saying, this is my favorite part of the build, of every build, because every back half of the truck gets done differently. Otherwise, it's the same stuff. I like to be creative when doing this. I love bending pipe and creating artwork with it. He's possibly going to do a tilt bed later on down the road, and that's kind of why I'm hiding everything in the back of the truck under the bed. I'm gonna make it look nice. I had to remind him. I was on the phone with him last night, and I said, hey bud, don't you recall telling me you want to do a tilt bed? And he's like, yeah, you're right. I said, well, you might want to consider, you know, doing some nice work inside the frame. And he goes, oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. So it's my job as a fabricator to bring it to his attention, and I'm glad I did, because he was forgetting all about that. So now, I don't know about you, but I really love coffee. I love Wawa coffee. Café con leche. Grande, por favor. So with that being said, there's a button where you can send thanks. And if you feel like buying me a cup of coffee, send it my way, man. I would really appreciate it. Could definitely use a cup of coffee every now and then. So here we go. Cut our bed mounts off. Leaf spring perches, front and rear. Separated the leaf spring from the rear. And I think there was something else I cut off. Oh, some muffler brackets, which we're gonna redo. I'm gonna redo his exhaust. He doesn't know it yet. I have pipe up there in that box. No charge, because I'm a good guy. He's a good dude. I'm a good guy. Good people helping good people. Check this out. It's a little better. So I'm a big safety guy, and it's all fun and games until you fuck around and you find out. I'm big into safety because of doing power lines, but I try to apply what I've learned in that field into my everyday life. I kind of know better not to use shoes like this, so I'm gonna try and pull this down so you all can get a visual. You see what happened? Yeah. So had some hot lava fall into my foot. I'm fine, but again, one of those fuck around and find out moments. Look, it happens. It shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't be in the garage wearing these kind of shoes. I should have some sort of steel toe boot, which I have in the house, but they're not on my feet, so that's not doing any good. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is my favorite part of every build, doing the back half of the chassis, because there's a lot of thinking. Think on how to set up back halves of trucks and cars and stuff. Guys, got 5 hours into it, and all I'm gonna say is it looks freaking good. That's an hour of grinding to cut them brackets off. All that shit's cut off. The rear end is all cut off, all the stuff, and cleaned up, ready to go. So to sum it up in a nutshell, here's what's gonna go on in this scenario. So you have my makeshift bed mount. I gotta cut this, drill a hole. I was originally wanting to do like a 90 coming up here, but it's too tight of a radius. It'll never happen. So I just went and did something like this. I've got to reinforce the sides. Real simple. This crossbar right here, we've got 45 to a 90, all in one piece. This is going to be our Wishbone setup. So you have your upper link going to a Y that'll connect to here. Okay, so that's out of the way. Now your lower bar for your 4-link, it's going to go bag on bar. We're going to float a cup, do some pipe into the cup to support the cup, tie it into the tubing here, tie it into the bridge. These bars are tacked in. I know better to tack them in because every time I've welded them fully, there's been an issue and I'm not doing it. So just tacking them in for now. Take me a few minutes to weld it. Not a big deal. Center of the rear is lined up on this side, and that is really it. That's a lot of work in 5 hours. What you're seeing here, just cleaning up the pipe alone and bending the pipe up, figuring out. Notching took me the longest because it's an offset notch. Those lower stabilizers, those were a bit of a pain in the ass, but they look great, man. Trying to keep it simple. So what I was saying is every truck or car that I do, I like to do differently. So everyone gets their own kind of, sorry, I got firecracker here, gets their own kind of artwork. It's more what I'm looking, the word I'm looking for. I personally like doing it that way. I don't like to do the same repetitive stuff, even though it's easier, but we're not about easy, we're about making it nice and clean for the customer. So this is something like what I'm going to do, except in the other direction. So the two mounts are going to be on the rear and the single will be up in the front. Infamous did this and it's going to shit, but I have a solution for this. I'll get to that in a minute. So I'm actually really excited. My son has like 2 weeks off in January, like the first week of January. Yesterday's wine made a comment to me, hey man, I want to see more of the Bel Air build. So this will be done, the Samurai will be done, and I have another project that I'm going to be starting, but I don't think it's going to be right away. So regardless, I need to get my son's Bel Air in here, so we're going to spend 2 weeks, and the shit we're going to have done in that car in 2 weeks, you know, blow your mind. So we're ordering pieces now for his Bel Air. He's really excited. He works an insane amount of overtime. He's 20 years old. He's gonna be 21 this January. I'm proud of him because how much he's working for this car. Man, we got a whole name, we got a whole scheme. This car is gonna be pure badass. I mean it to the next level. Very excited for him. I'm very happy to be a part of it. But that's going to be coming up in January. Sir, excuse me, sir. In an attempt to recreate the stock floor and know the limits of the floor without having to cut ginormous holes in the floor, I kind of recreated the bed floor. So the bottom side of this will represent the floor of the bed. On the braces, they're 2 1/4 inches. I cut my little shims at 2 inches. So regardless, we don't want the drive shaft or the 2-link bar getting into the floor without having to cut ginormous holes in it. So what I'm going to attempt to do is, and I don't know if it's going to work or not, I can't cut the C-notch free just yet because I need to put my lower bars together. I have my lower bars planned out, and this is just a hard representation. So we're going to use these mounts from Infamous on, again, like I was saying, this isn't 2-inch, but you'll get the idea. Block. So again, it's going to go something along the lines of that. We're imagining. We're using our imagination is what we're doing. That's going to be our cup. So time is money, obviously, and wasting materials costs money. So to prevent that from happening, I just simply made a wishbone setup out of some 1/4-inch flat bar, tacked on a few things, made a few little stands. Now, once I have the lower bars set up, welded on or tacked on in place, and I can cut this C-notch clean, and I could raise the rear end all the way up to its lowest point, then I could figure out, well, maybe I might have to bend a little 30 or 40 degree angle into both sides of the bars, or maybe I can get away with bending just one in right there. So there's 100 ways to skin the cat. All I'm trying to do is prevent the wasting of time and money, because I don't have neither one of those. So this is just a cool way to visualize how it's going to look and figure out, will it work or will it not work. All I'm trying to do is create what is going on through my head and how I figure out the back ends of vehicles. So it helps to have all these little bits, you know, a makeshift airbag and little parts here, little parts there, and you can kind of just, you know, put things around the frame without fully welding something. And then I'm going, oh shit, how many times have y'all done that? I know I have. It happens. We're not perfect. We're human. We make mistakes. We get excited for the moment. Wow, man, I'm so close to seeing the truck layout or the car layout. And next thing you know, you get all weld happy and you start welding the shit out of everything that you shouldn't have welded. And then you put the car on the floor and you're like, oh my God, why isn't it laying? So in my last video, I was talking about these here pieces that I made for the Samurai. They go on the corners there. For some reason I've been having issues with my GoPro, but I formed these pieces to mount my rock lights to shine on my wheels. I think they came out nice. I didn't have the bead roller here when I did this, so this kind of was all done by hand and with an older style, the hand crank excuse me, bead roller. They're very rough. They're gonna need some body work, but I don't do body work, so I'm just gonna leave it in primer and call it good. Keep it simple. So finally, on my off time, I managed to get my wheel lights set up. Man, oh man, did I go through so many different ones, ordering and sending them back and ordering them and sending them back. These housings are aluminum. They're actually really, really nice. And the kit works. It's not a kit that you have to download an app. It comes with a remote. It comes with 8 lights, and it's actually really reasonable. I'm just waiting on a couple of extensions, but finally got a set of working lights. What a nightmare this was. Obviously, these need some work to complete them, but you can get an idea. This side needs more work than the other. I gotta get it to come down some, but yeah. So I'm waiting on some dollies and stuff to get these in order, but it's not important. It's just to get my lights in here now. It's kind of hard trying to do all these things and learning it, but I think over time, you know, I'll get really good at it. So anyway, I just wanted to show you. I'm going to leave a link in the description for these lights. 8-pack, 2 modules, remote, good stuff, and they're really bright. But we're moving right along. I'm very happy with how things are coming out. The customer has not seen this yet, and I really can't ask for anything more. Very pleased. So it's one of the tools I've been wanting to buy is a bender for flat stock. A couple $100, picked it up off of Eastwood. Man, I wish I bought this thing sooner. So these are the forward mount 4-link brackets. These are 1/4-inch steel. Picked up some DOM, 14 feet of 1.5 inch, 3/16 wall, and we're gonna get popping on this. So to make that shape, I told y'all once before I bought this pack off of Amazon. I don't remember, it's been a while, but this is a commonly used template for stuff like this. So you got your inside and then your outside, and yeah, it works great. Here we show the good, the bad, and the ugly. Keep shit transparent. Got excited yesterday, made some brackets up. Upon staring at this bracket, you may notice it, and wow, you know, hey, it looks pretty damn good. You know, he grinded up the corners and made everything nice, welded it nice. Yeah, well, it's backwards. That's how it goes on the frame. That's not going to work with the 4-link bars, 2-link bars. So, no biggie. Shit happens. Worked out better anyway. Cut the ears off, and I'm in the process of making a new one. So, put this like this. This is going to go like that, up against here, into the frame. Obviously those corners are going to get trimmed off. It actually worked out better because I would have ended up having not enough clearance on the side of the chassis here. I still got to slide it over a little. So you can beat yourself up over it, or you can figure out a solution on how to solve the problem. Yeah, you lost a half an hour or so, but hey, it happens. Keep it moving. And don't let stuff like that hold you back. All right, guys, moving right along. I want to show you something really cool, and I probably could never do this again. Take a look at now. I cut up some old air brackets, and obviously you can see there's 4 there, but I'm only using 2. But take a look at this. This is actually pretty damn impressive. I'm gonna put this on the floor. I just got done grinding that. That's damn near a perfect circle. And there's 2 of them here. Brackets are welded on the frame. Now I'm at the point mounting airbags. That's kind of what is gonna happen over there. Looking good. The cup, that plate that's on there is not gonna get used. Long story short, the offset on the bag, it needs to hang over on one edge and then trim on the other, so that's why I had to cut those out. But cup's gonna go here like so. Then still debating on how I want to set this up, so I might just take a break for today. I don't want to mess up this, so it's better to take a break, and maybe I'll bend up the 3, wishbone up here. Other than that, everything's looking good, coming out well. Notch is cut out, rear is center. This is center right here. Both sides, you can see that. Oh, that's money. And now keep in mind, that is exact center of wheel opening. This is my first time doing a Wishbone setup. I'm basically mimicking my Cameo out yonder. The only difference is the Y is spun the other way around. There is no difference. And this here is what I've come up with. Very happy. The Y is sitting square, dead on the money. Here's my level. I removed this whole structure, which I'm going to do in just a second, to fully weld it up. Spun it around, flipped it over and all that stuff, cleaned the ends up a little better. So I'm going to tack these brackets up and pull this whole Wishbone assembly out. Another thing, what I always forget to do, but I didn't forget this time, I did, son of a bitch. I added a washer inside, because once I pull this apart and I weld this up, they tend to pull in, and then you have a nightmare of a time getting your bushings into your brackets. So freaking fantastic. Everything's gonna hide under the bed. Oh, most important, check this out. So currently we're sitting at 16.4 on the upper, and we're sitting at 17.1 on the lower. That's pretty damn close. I'm gonna stick a shim underneath. You probably will not notice it, but I want it to be as accurate as possible. This way, when the suspension goes up and down, the bars are parallel to one another, which is the ideal situation. You don't mess up the geometry. You'll end up screwing up your pinion angle when your bars, upper and lower, are not parallel to one another. Yeah, I just wanted to pull the bar out, weld it up, and show you guys. Started welding his tabs in. I got to do the backside. My little guy here is not 100% duty cycle, so I got to give it a break. Boy, oh boy, that is H-O-T, cold. I'm teasing. So I'm trying to figure out, and I think I've got it figured out, how to connect securely, strongly the bag to the chassis and the bar, and I think I got it figured out. I just can't touch neither one of them. Them jokers are hot as hell. Yeah, buddy, good stuff. So something that was throwing me off pretty good was my bends are centered, but the drive shaft is offset, so it kind of threw me off. But shit happens. Gotta pay attention. Doesn't cost money to pay attention. Now we're getting towards the end of the day. It is 2 o'clock. Been out here since 7. You can hear it in my voice how tired I am, or I'm getting pretty tired, I'm hungry. But I've been hitting it pretty hard every day. And oh my goodness, that's how shot I am. Check this out. Probably noticed it, or you didn't notice it, but I'm going to show you anyway. So currently she's laying chassis. My floor is a little wonky, it's a little uneven. Yeah, these are larger tire 18s, smaller tire 18s in the front. Either way, it still lays. That was something I wanted to do. Pretty damn good. We're about a finger away from laying chassis. I think there's something under there caught or touching, or it might even be the tranny cross member or something. Close enough. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Drive shaft clears. It's not hitting my my brace. I'm gonna end up cutting those brackets loose, lifting the hoodabber up, that whole center section that I made, to just give me a little more clearance, just in case, because that will 100% bend his drive shaft. If you know, you're not careful, or you kind of laid out funky, that will definitely bend the drive shaft, and we don't want that. So ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to save some work for the next video, and I'll be finished. You know, I don't have much more to do. Get one more video out of it, wiring it up and all that fun stuff. So I As always, man, I appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, these videos are not possible. Blah, 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 blah. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. My hands are dirty. And keep on trucking. Take care, guys.